Hi everybody, Tim from Logisense here, and today we're going to talk a little bit about contract commitments and contract enforcements inside of Logisense Billing. So we're going to jump into the software and take a quick look here. So what I have on the screen right now, I'm looking at an account called LS1 for Logisense One, and they have a few different packages on them. So in Logisense Billing, we call each of the different products that we sell packages. Each one of those different packages could be made up of multiple different services that are bundled inside of that I'm selling to my customer. So we can see here that we've got 4 different packages on the account. This administrator package that I'm looking at has got about 5 different services on it. Now, when I'm adding in these different services to this account, this is where I can do some different customer specific pricing. So I could go in here and I could adjust the pricing for when the service or subscription is active, when it's suspended. I can do as many different states that I want for the subscription and do different pricing across those different states. I can do tiering. I can do all sorts of different interesting ways that I'm going to price this specific for this customer. Now, what we run into all the time for different accounts out there is that customers will agree to do, all sorts of different contracts. So I've got different commitments and different things I'm going to do to be able to get that sweet deal that we offer them. That's all coming with different types of commitments from our customers. So one of the things that we want to make sure that we're tracking inside of Logisense Billing is being able to enforce those contracts and make sure that we're billing people the right things at the right time. So if we go and take a look over here into the contracts for this account, we can see that we've got a cloud solution commitment contract. And in that one, it's a 12-month term, and I've got a start date. I can do an end date. I can do different things like being able to say when my expiry is for this contract. Is it going to auto-renew? How am I going to handle this? But the main thing that we want to take a look at today is the commitments in this contract. So we can do commitments in Logisense for multiple different things. So we could do it based off of usage, the amount of data you're using, API calls, anything that you're metering and charging inside of the system, the number of services that you purchase from us and the types of services that you purchase, combinations of packages and services bundled together or top level packages, all sorts of different ways that we can create commitments inside of this contract. So let's take a look at some of the different commitments that we have in this case. So the first thing that I have here is I've got an agent seat subscription, and I've agreed with my customer for the first 6 months of this contract, they need to have at least 50 at $25 each a month, right? And then for the remaining 6 months of this contract, I need to have at least 100 at $25. So this allows you to create ramp-up schedules for long deployments, or if you sold somebody a volume of different devices or subscriptions that they've agreed to roll out on a certain time period, and ensuring that we're going to be enforcing those rules. Other examples in here is an invoice amount. So we've agreed in order to get the special pricing that I gave you that you need to spend at least $5,000 a month with us at a minimum. I'm also saying here from a usage scenario that you need to use at least 1 million API calls at 1 cent each for each of those different API calls in my SaaS-based solution that I'm offering. Or I can do other different types of commitments on usage based off of the value of that. So I'm also saying here that you need to spend with us at least $1,000 in long distance usage for this contract commitment. So we want to make sure that anything that you've tailored this deal with your customer is going to be recognized and followed inside of the system, making sure that you're not leaving any kind of revenue on the table. Everything that you've agreed upon is going to be billed properly for, and you're not in the back office looking through old contracts trying to figure out what you're going to be billing your customer this month based off of what they've committed to you. Now, there's the flip side to this as well. What am I going to do if my customer terminates their contract early? So maybe I've stood up infrastructure in the back end to be able to support this contract, and I had done that in a year contract in order to get the deal that I needed. So how am I going to recoup those costs if someone's going to exit this contract early? So we're able to do multiple different levels of terminations that are happening in here. So it could be, in the first 2 months into the contract, maybe it's a percentage of the remainder of the contract. I'm 6 months in, what's going to happen at that 6 month? At 8 months into the 12-month contract, what am I going to do in that scenario as well? So we're able to have all of these different types of termination clauses and really allowing you to tailor your different deal around being able to do customer specific pricing and ensuring that your billing system is billing your customers properly. So that's a topic that we wanted to go over today. Thanks a lot for joining, and please stay tuned for other different videos in this series.